The Pacific Games, formerly known as the South Pacific Games, is a multi sport event much like the Olympic Games, with participation exclusively from countries around the South Pacific Ocean. It has been an ongoing debate over the last couple of weeks since Tonga Prime Minister Akilisi Poheba announced that the government of Tonga withdrawn from hosting the 2019 Pacific Games. This announcement was made last month. Since then, there has been an ongoing campaign and debate in Tonga and overseas through social and regular media outlets, supporting the contention that the Games should still be held in Tonga. This campaign is from the other parties, the Pacific Games Sport Committee of Tonga. Should we continue to let this committee debate on what is best for the nation? Should we reconsider hosting the 2019 Pacific Games? In the first place, during these debates, there were the things that were standing out. We could never afford it since the beginning. Going back to when we made a bid for the game, the government budget was already struggling and forecasts saw that it would only get bigger when we finished spending the big loan from the Chinese government and would soon need to start paying it back. So when Pacific Games came out, we knew there might be increased taxes since it is unlikely and unreliable to depend on foreign aid to pay for everything. Indeed, that is what is going on right now. The government are now after private business sector for increased taxes. As can be seen, the government will most likely to lose more money over the Pacific Games than getting a profit. So why should we reconsider hosting the 2019 Pacific Games? In fact, this brings us to a moment of truth. A chance to host the Pacific Games in 2019 could potentially be a great opportunity for Tonga. But let's not rush into a decision. Let us ask ourselves, do we have the capability to host these events and host them well too? We are all taxpayers and wish not having to forking out for this kind of decision. In that case, we need a proper cost and benefit analysis. And such analysis will require us to look at the past. Since this will be the first time for Tonga to host such event, let's evaluate and find out how other Pacific countries did. Did they profit from it? Did they make a profit or was it a loss? If there was a profit or loss, who was responsible? If we were to host it, would we do a great job? These are legitimate questions, perfectly normal to ask. You see, far too often we become so excited about hosting such events with the notion that it will automatically inject millions of dollars into the economy. In fact, if everything goes according to plan, these events should provide such an injection. They should benefit the host nation. But more often than that, history tells us the opposite. The cost often far outweighs any benefits, which is why we have to be prudent. We must be cautious that as a country, we take calculated risk, not foolish risk at the whim of someone's pursuit for fame and glory. Now we accept that when it comes to these events, it's not only about profits. In some cases, it's about exposure and promoting Tonga to the world. But we are not a country with millions to throw away that we can afford to be reckless about this event. The official line is always is that these events are good for us. They're great for the country, sure. But where is the proof? Prime Minister Akilisi Poheba conceded that the move is not a good look for the country, but it is necessary. It may look embarrassing, but as far as the government is concerned, the economic and financial situation of the country at the moment, there is no other option but to cancel the sport. Mr. Poheba is quoted by saying, "We are being forced by circumstances, by financial and economic circumstances of today, to do the right thing, and the right thing is to cancel. After all, I hate to say that it's embarrassing for the government of Tonga or any other nation to admit they cannot fulfill a commitment they have made to the international community. But at the end of the day, at least we have done ourselves a favor and have come to our sense to admit the truth. This is much more honorable than allowing one silly pride to drag a country down in mud, knowing full well the consequences and the fact that the burden of losses for such events will always and eventually end up on the poor shoulders of taxpayer. Again, Tonga should not reconsider hosting the 2019 Pacific Games. On the other hand, the council said it sincerely regretted the missed opportunity for Tonga's own athletes and for the wider Tongan community, its business sector, social sector, and most especially its youth. To sum up, it seems there is a deliberate pluralizing of the country and a hope of somehow changing the cabinet decision. There is division in Tonga, but what share goes to which side is unknown. What is known is that our nation is hurting. A nation divided is a nation broken. If this committee is happy for this to happen, then you cannot really say you're doing it for the good of the nation. In summary, Tonga should not reconsider hosting the Pacific Games because we cannot afford it and it will only cost us more profit. We do not have the budget to host such an event, and the loan will cost us more than profit. The government should consider a thorough analysis before making any decision on such commitment. More importantly, the nation should come to one decision that Tonga should not reconsider hosting the Pacific Games for 2019. Given these points, I sincerely hope the government of Tonga would be more prepared and ready to make such commitment and a chance to host the Pacific Games in the future. Thank you.